Senator Roberts.
As a servant to the people of Queensland and Australia, I listen to people from across our country. Many are hurting because of skyrocketing cost of living due to record immigration, with 2.3 million people in Australia on visas, 100,000 student beds, yet the Albanese government issued a record 687,000 student visas in 1 year. Skyrocketing house prices, foreign owners buying and locking up homes, green jackboots suppressing builders and suppliers, ESG choking companies. People in Gladstone, Bundaberg and other regional towns and cities are living in cars, in caravans, in tents, under bridges. Skyrocketing rental rates, if people can find a rental. High inflation destroying wealth and being a tax. Inflation due to printing money and splashing cash, and to supply side restricted. Energy prices due to solar and wind. All countries with high solar and wind proportions have very high electricity prices. Plus, the future $60 billion in additional cost for transmission lines to hook these solar and wind into the grid that has not been budgeted for. One Nation raises solutions to meet people's basic needs, like cutting immigration to zero net, ending foreign ownership of property, ending net zero electricity policies, stopping endless money printing and cash splashes. Labor responds with ridicule, showing contempt for people's needs. This destroys confidence in the government. We're on a highway to hell because Anthony Albanese has not grown into the Prime Ministership. He still acts as though selfies, music band T-shirts and empty symbols are substitutes for thoughtful governance and hard work. They're not. In proposing his recent voice referendum, his arguments were shallow and condescending. He offered only a vibe and an emotion. His government tried to con the people. This is not leadership, it's floundering. This is not governance.
Order, Senator Roberts. Senator Urquhart, on a point of order.
I think the senator is actually impugning by saying that what he said about the Prime Minister, and I would ask him to withdraw that.
Senator Roberts, perhaps if you could clarify your comments and then continue your remarks, noting the point of order that we have heard.
Certainly. I said that his government has tried to con the people, not him.
Please continue, Senator Roberts.
This is not leadership, it's floundering. This is not governance, it's deceitful irresponsibility. This is not transparency and consultation, it's dodging scrutiny. This destroys confidence in the government. Look at their legislation processes that are bankrupt. Last week's water amendment bill, it entered the House of Representatives from the government with 31 amendments from the government, plus 20 amendments in the Senate from the government, a total of 51 government amendments to its own bill, plus crossbenchers and Liberals, total of 69 amendments. Consultation, ha. The Identity Verification Bill is suddenly sprung on the Senate in a deal between the globalists in Labor and the globalists in Liberals. It includes provisions for facial recognition of every Australian 16 years or older going about their everyday life, including travel, ATMs, supermarkets, all shopping, driving their car, financial services, everything. A basis for Labor's digital identity bill that they rushed into the Senate. Again, hiding from scrutiny. Trying to rush the IR bill next, then delaying passage of what Labor said are 4 urgent schedules. Minister Burke falsely creating the dishonest label closing loopholes to hide the Hunter Mining and Energy Union's complicity in aiding some labour hire firms in Australia's largest ever wage theft worth billions of dollars. Protecting the Fair Work Commission for blatant breaches of law in approving the Mining and Energy Union enterprise agreements enabling systemic wage theft. Protecting the Fair Work Ombudsman for using a fraudulent document covering up the Mining and Energy Union's enterprise agreements systemic wage theft. Throwing workers to the wolves, hiding mates and donors from scrutiny. Nature Repair Bill, the arrogance. The Greens stated they were opposed, clearly, and then the Greens now support the bill because Labor agreed to allow the Greens to move amendments to the EPBC Act. The Greens support Labor's disastrous bill in return for Labor's support for the disastrous Greens amendments to an existing law that is not before the Senate without debate, hiding political mates and bosses from scrutiny. During deceitful COVID mismanagement, Liberal and Labor governments used Labor state premiers to steal basic human rights and freedoms. The Australian Bureau of Statistics data confirms that COVID injections killed tens of thousands of people. Homicide. Livelihoods and homes were lost due to injection mandates. Health bureaucrats with plenty to hide dig in. And what does Labor do? It covers up, and that makes them complicit. Prime Minister Albanese breaks his Royal Commission promise to instead propose a whitewash to cover up Labor states' mismanagement and deceit, hiding political mates from scrutiny. In practice, the Albanese Labor government seeks to suppress, silence and control. That's why people have lost confidence in Prime Minister Albanese and his government. Remember the Rudd slide and the Gillard slide? After just 18 months, the media is already referring to the even steeper Albanese slide. That's why the people have lost confidence in this government.